This is part 2 of my confessions. This is part 2 of my results with chest expander training for 30 days. So this is a real-time, time-stamped workout of how I improved on my first workout template I gave you guys to now. So here is that now, and I did improve on a lot of exercises. Let's check them out. Alrighty, ladies and jellyfish. The reason I keep saying that, it's a SpongeBob quote, and I love it. It's hysterical. Anyway, these are my starting numbers, or my starting strength, if you will, about the 30-day chest expander workout I created and continued on through the entire time. I'm going to do a quick abbreviated read along with you guys. All my bicep moves, I did 2 springs, triceps, 3 springs, 2 springs with the 1 arm extension. Back press was 5 springs. Horizontal pull-aparts, I used 3 springs. Vertical pull-aparts were 4 springs. Single arm shoulder press was 3 springs. And the lateral raise was 1 spring. The greats of the past, such as Eugene Sandow, John Grimmick, Reg Park, and Chuck Sipes, were all bodybuilders. Yes, they were strong and used weights to develop their bodies. But if they were traveling and did not have access to a gym, you best believe the chest expander is number 1 for physique development. If you're a bodybuilder and want to maintain your size, this device is unequaled. My biceps, chest, and shoulders got bigger, and visually, they have more definition after the 30-day challenge. So if you're a bodybuilder, I believe you would have great benefit from having one. It is light, easy to carry, and can give you added definition where it counts, mainly the shoulders, but more specifically the 3 heads of the deltoids, the upper back, the triceps, the biceps. This, in the privacy of your hotel room prior to a competition, is an amazing way to get a pump in. Plus, you have a less chance of getting exhausted if you're cutting. As I explained, it weighs less than 5 pounds, but it can give you some serious pumps. But now I'll share Reg Park's assessment. Quote, "The barbell is aptly called the king of all physical culture apparatus, for it is the barbell and the dumbbell which give the best and quickest results, both in strength and development." Unquote. That's from Reg Park Journal, January 1954, The Importance of Cable Training, page 7. Okay, so here are my new numbers. So bicep curls all went up a spring. The reverse curl, though, I had lower reps. So I did 3 sets of 12 with reverse curl instead of my 3 sets of 15 as prescribed. And I changed up some things about the workout. Like when I first started, I wanted to do single arm, but then I realized I have 2 chest expanders now due to the generous Udong gift. So I'm going to use 2 at the same time because if you know me, watch my videos in the past, I like doing 2 arm movements. I don't typically like unilateral. It just saves me time and effort, and I just like it better. My body fires better off, if that makes sense. And just for the record, I am going to post that in the community. So I'm going to post the before and the after in the community. That way it's documented in there as well. It's documented in this video. You can always message me or comment on here about the numbers. The entire strand pulling community has made a ton of progress, and I think that's because the Udong Black Springs are becoming more relevant in everyone's training. I think a lot more people have them now. A lot more people are trying them, giving their feedback. And that's one thing I changed a tad with this chest expander 30-day challenge, is I would go back and forth between using the 10 kilograms and the 20 kilograms. With the 20 kilogram Udong Black Springs, your starting strength is way harder. It's way harder to get the spring just to move. And then before you know it, you're at the end of your rep, and it feels way harder than even 3 of the normal 10K springs. So I like them. I use them. They are the most challenging spring out based on a ton of people's credibility and a ton of people's answers. Oh, dear God, guys. Did you see Andrei Smaev or Smaev or however you say his last name? Did you see him get a hold of the freaking roll-on? We're all cooked. He probably has the record for everything now. If he documents them and his people get with me, I'll document it. I'll do it. There's a ton of cool stuff going on in the strand pulling community. Like a lot of people getting a hold of them. There's a lot of people more apt to talk about their grandparents or parents had them that were awesome and famous and whatever, and it's really cool. What were some of my more difficult challenges here? So the reverse curl after the bicep curl, that was probably the most difficult thing to do for biceps because that was 6 sets back to back after doing 45 reps of your typical barbell curl. Now that would be like doing a 45-pound barbell curl, 3 sets of 15, and then resting 30 seconds, and then just going on right to immediately same weight reverse curls on the barbell for 3 sets of 15, 30-second rest. It's way more challenging than it looks. So for sideways extensions, those are probably one of my favorite tricep moves on the planet. And I was able to increase a spring. You get 3 sets of 15 with pretty good ease. Now I was doing these with the Udong Black Springs, and that was quite the chore to get those strands apart when you use the Black Springs. And that's on any movement. That's on any strand pulling movement. If you use those Udong Black Springs, use in a world of hurt. Hopefully you guys feel the same way on the one arm extensions. Those, to me, were like man makers. Those to me are one of the hardest movements to do because you have to do it one arm at a time. And while the other arm is moving, the other one is doing an isometric contraction with the same tricep. So no matter what, during the moving arm, the static arm, your triceps are getting work. So that is just brutal punishment, brutal beatdown of every tricep fiber you can ever imagine. Because then you go overhead, then you go to your side, the long head gets no break, and the long head gets massive. And then, of course, to top off your tricep gains on this workout, we're doing the back press, which heavily relies on tricep strength and shoulder strength. And in the past, I equated it to feeling like a behind the neck overhead press with a barbell, which it still feels like that to me. It's not too far off from that motion. It's behind your body. You're heavily externally rotated. It requires a good amount of mobility. It's a fantastic move. And you can use a lot of strength with it. Front pull apart was pretty standard. I can do 4 springs, 3 sets of 15, fairly easy with it now. I've been known to do the full 7 springs with that for a couple, so I knew that would be easy, but I kept the progress pretty smooth on that one. That way I have a lot of room to improvement. And we have the down pull apart here. I alternated my grip. So I did 1 knuckles out, then I did 1 knuckles in front of my body, and then I did another 1 knuckles in behind my body. That way I just get 3 different variations of pull downs with different feelings with the grip, because that's the only thing that really changes, in my opinion, when you do those 3 different variations is the grip. And the one where your knuckles are out is harder for me. Like my palms and hands end up starting hurting. But this variation is probably my favorite. Just pull down, knuckles in just to the front, man. Like, feel my back contract, feel my lats contract. Everything just feels good. It's smooth. Nothing hurts. Handles feel fine. One of my favorites. Top tier chest expander move. You would always have that in your rotation. I do enjoy how well developed your back can get just doing this movement and doing it often with a lot of springs, doing it often with a lot of reps. You can do any variation of any rep scheme you want with the chest expander, and it's going to benefit you. So now I'm doing it behind the back like you see here, and I was able to get 5 springs with 3x15 fairly easy. I could have probably done 6 and pushed it, but I wanted to complete all my 3x15s. So I do have a lot of work to do, and I want to get a lot of these movements into 7 spring category with a good amount of reps involved as well. That would be ideal. Like, that would be elite level strand pulling, in my opinion, just for a recreational user. If you can get these pull downs and pull aparts with a good amount of reps, good amount of springs, you're gonna be on fire, cooked, looking good, doing good with strand pulling. Shoulder press was another obvious challenge, as shoulder pressing in the real world with barbells and dumbbells is a challenge for most people anyway, as well. The micro loading is required, heavy endurance with the shoulder muscles is required, and I did these with no rest in between. And the other arm that's not moving is still doing a heck of a lot of work keeping the other handle in that same position. So a lot is going on when you don't rest. If you go from one side to the other, it gets increasingly difficult. So I was able to still do 3 springs, but I increased my reps. So my progress went as follows. The first set, I was able to do 15 reps. The second set, I was able to do 12 reps. The third set, I was able to do 6 reps. And that's a lot more than my previous shoulder press a month ago. Even though I'm using the same springs, my endurance improved, therefore, your strength improved. When you increase your muscular endurance, you increase your muscular strength. There is no other way around that. It's the absolute truth. If you work up a weight where you do 15 and it's a max, your 5 rep max is going to improve too. That's just how it goes. If your muscular endurance improves, your overall strength in that muscle improves too. And now, finishing up, we have lateral raises. I bumped up a spring, and I decided to do something different with lateral raises because by this point, my delts were on fire. So I switched up how I did the lateral raises. Still did 3 sets of 15, but I switched it up by adding more rest. So I didn't go from one arm to the next because even if I got 15 on the first one, the next set I was getting like 4s and 5s, maybe 3s. So I decided, okay, I'll take an extra minute, 30 seconds to fully recoup and then go back to doing the lateral raises. And I feel like that helped me quite a bit. All right, so we covered my strength improvements from a month ago to now. It's quite drastically different. Just about on everything, I improved a spring, if not more. I'm still going to post this into the community. That way we can see and discuss all of your results as well. And feel free to comment on here your results. Feel free to comment on the post of your results. And I will see you guys in future videos.